Hi friends, it's Carl again with another Calm Survival, and today we're going to look at defining a couple of terms. So one of the more familiar terms that goes around the internet, the survival and preparedness crowd, is the bug out bag. And as you watch some videos of mine, you'll get an impression of how I see the bug out bag. But fundamentally, I kind of don't see them as being super functional as a concept. The idea that I'm going to be able to carry what I need for an open-ended situation, even with the skills that I possess, kind of leads me to believe that that's not a super effective method for most people. The reality is that my quote-unquote bug-out bag is probably going to be my car. And, you know, there will be people that will argue whether or not that's a good idea. But of the things that are going to cause me to leave where I am, I'm not walking faster than they're going to arrive. So, you know, you got to measure things out in a sense of reality. One of the other sorts of terms that you've often heard probably is the everyday carry. And we've looked at my everyday carry bag o' doom. But one of the other concepts that you may have come across is called the get home bag. Now, depending on where you live and what you do and all of that sort of thing, it could simply be just a different method for carrying what you already have to get yourself from your normal place of work or whatever you're doing back to your main, base of operations, your house, or a neighbor's house or somewhere where you can get to some safety. Now, let's say, for example, that you normally carry some sort of a laptop bag. Now, if you were to be leaving your office in a situation where you had a little bit of time to plan and prepare, but you basically have the resources you have at your office and you can leave behind anything that's dead weight, you could probably do all right. You could probably, grab a few granola bars from the snack room, fill a couple of water bottles, ditch the things you didn't need, and you do all right. Or maybe you carry a briefcase that carrying anything is not going to be great. There's a lot of different versions of these on the market, different sizes, different styles. Maybe having a little backpack might be something to consider. Now, you've probably seen the little, I call them festival bags, but they're basically a cloth shopping bag with a string top. Usually they're branded. Lots of sports companies have them. People use them for gym bags. Probably not ideal just due to the width of the straps. At least this has some sort of, ability to spread the load out. But that then could become your starting place for the things that you keep in the bottom drawer of your desk. Post 9/11, a lot of people who worked in office towers started adding, running shoes to what they kept at their desk, because look, if you have to evacuate a building, yeah, there's the realities of women's clothing, but even guys' dress shoes can sometimes be really not something you want to be spending a lot of time walking in. So having something where you can reasonably set yourself up to get back home if you're not going to be able to drive. Now, you might have to evaluate that and see whether or not that's going to take some skill. depending on how far away, you have to look reasonably. And if that's going to take more than a day, maybe a couple of days to make that journey, then we have to start looking at some bigger tasks and some, more equipment and things like that. But if it's at all feasible, it may be a long walk, but at least if you have it so that you're a little bit prepared, you have a bit of a head start on what you'll need to do. But keep in mind, if that is, where we're looking at category-wise for the amount of equipment that you're going to be carrying, that should give you an indication of how realistic the image of carrying, the massive backpack, the 70, 80, 90 liter backpack, the 3 guns, the 1,000 rounds of ammunition, the body armor. Most people can carry that backpack all day without too much trouble. Okay? Probably not going to put enough weight in that backpack to make it really, really difficult. You can really slow yourself down if you're trying to carry too much stuff. And ultimately, if our goal is to get somewhere, going slower obviously does not help. So make sure you're keeping those things in mind. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of people who have ideas where if you take what they say and their goals and put those side by side, you'll quickly find that they don't really match up. Let's keep it really simple. Let's make sure that if it's a reasonable plan, you can reasonably accomplish it. If it's not a reasonable plan, let's come up with something else. Let's make sure that we're planning smart. All right, I've been Carl. This has been another Calm Survival. We'll catch you guys next time.